Before they went into the meeting, Layman said to Hartley, "This is new to me, the publisher talking about news and talking to reporters. He has no business in the newsroom." "Oh, he's a very involved publisher. He's a news junkie. He wants to know what's going on, and he does have a right to be in the newsroom. He's the publisher." On the off, Layman extended his hand. Fitzpatrick did not shake it or invite him to sit down. Instead, he threw a newspaper at Layman's feet. "Do you know what that is?" "Yeah, sure, it's the Gainesville Business Digest, a Chamber of Business sponsored rag." "Rag? You know why it exists?" "Yellow journalism?" "No, it exists because of you, Mr. Layman. Business leaders open our newspaper, and they get beat up in the news pages. Then they go to the business page and they get beat up there too. That's where you take them on. Just look at some of the articles you've written about the Chamber of Business. I have them here." Fitzpatrick patted a stack of newspaper clippings and pulled an article from a small pile. "Chamber of Business is starting a minority business outreach program to help poor minorities. Your article belittles it, notes there's only one black chamber member. You ignore the fact that one member is a start. The chamber is reaching out. Business leaders need a place in this newspaper where they can be portrayed with dignity. They haven't found it in the business section you are running, so they go to the Business Digest where they're advertising. They take the revenues that pays your salary. You attack these business leaders and make heroes of environmentalists from the university also attack them. Let me tell you something, Mr. Layman. We live in a city with underemployed and poverty. Our minorities are poor and need jobs. Walmart moved into the east side, and so did McPato's, a good-sized hamburger chain. But that is not enough. These university environmentalists, these cave dwellers, you remember the cave dwellers? You know what I mean if you read my editorial. They don't give a damn about poor people of this community, about the poor minorities in the east side who are knocking on the doors looking for jobs. There aren't because of Greenberg and his wild band of cave dwellers. The leaders of business that you trash on a daily basis are trying to help these people. They are the heroes of this community. They fight against poverty. I will not allow them to be maligned in the business page. The business page is mine. Layman was about to blow. They're lining their pockets, Mr. Fitzpatrick. They're not doing a public service. The only service they're doing is for themselves. Mr. Layman, it's come to my attention that you are close to a very radical political activist opposed to the goals of this newspaper and this community, Parker Greenberg. I assume you saw his letter to the editor a while back in response to our cave dweller article. Letter to the editor? I guess I missed it, Layman said. We'll have a copy here. We publish all letters because we are a newspaper committed to fairness, to giving people a voice, no matter how offensive their voice is. In this letter, he refers to the Gainesville Times as a gnat. Here, take a look. Fitzpatrick pulled a clipping from the stack and handed it to Layman. Layman looked it over. "Gnat, Gainesville newspaper against truth." Layman said, trying to hold back the tide of laughter. The laughter spilled out. "You think that's funny, Mr. Layman?" Fitzpatrick asked. "I think it's clever, but it's a declaration of war. And it is a war you do not want to be in the middle of." "I thought the cave dweller editorial was a declaration of war," Layman said. Fitzpatrick stared at him for what seemed a minute. "Mr. Layman, ideally you would take the lead, generate articles that reflect the position in the newspaper. That is a responsibility of the business page. If not, you can follow the lead of this newspaper expressed in our editorials. You can get out of the way, lead, follow, or get out of the way.